we're not live yet.
Hello? We're live.
Wait,
wow.
hang on.
No, we're live now.
Now we're live.
Hi, everybody.
That's so weird. Did anybody get a countdown?
That was really strange.
That was we did the countdown.
We've been talking to you as if we're live. There's no countdown.
That's so weird. Hang on, we need to give him a countdown.
No. Let's just, this is just a raw dog show.
This is so weird. We just did the countdown, started talking to everybody.
Yep. But you didn't press live.
There was no, I did press live. That's
Something
the weird
happened.
thing.
Yeah. Oof. Well,
we're off to a flying start.
You'll have to believe us that not only did we start the show, but we had a really fun intro for you that will now absolutely be an outtake.
Oh, it's the outtakes. That's great. You can have the old intro to the live show in the outtakes.
You'll see, Eights. Yeah. You'll see. I actually asked you if you wanted to be a mod, Eights, because I'm just passing them out. We literally were. I was thinking something is wrong. Why is no one saying anything? Usually there's something that's said like, hi, or they take a dig at you, or they make a banana joke right along with us because we were making banana. Anyway, it was a whole thing. It was genius. I know.
Here we go.
It's not, it was a weird thing. It'll never happen again, Polly.
That's so weird.
Polly, are you ready to be a mod? Glad you're almost done.
Weird.
It's really funny. It's because during our wasn't actually a show portion, Ian asked you if you had finished it yet.
Yeah, like I was just like, did you get a chance to finish the episode?
Okay, I'm gonna add some of you guys that I know will do a good job in the just keeping the weird people out. You know?
If anyone doesn't get added, she assumes you won't do a good job.
Yeah, you're just not gonna do a good job. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's just how it's gonna be. Yeah, Sci-Fi Brony, you're definitely not gonna do a good job. So I'm sorry, you can't.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
It's rough.
It's already.
All you do is mod me. That's it. And that's a full-time job. Modding me.
Your job is to mod Ian.
So you're good. Oh my!
It's funny.
Goodness.
Like I saw the comment about adding Ian, and then I was like, "Oh, Ian, what is your username for?" He doesn't even know his Twitch.
I don't. I just use Danae's Twitch. I don't use my own Twitch. I'll have a look.
It's funny, JCD. There's like not a lot because my little neck of the Twitch woods, not known very much. So that's kind of a nice little, like, we're just hiding over here.
Yeah.
Is it Woods End? Nice.
Is it?
Nice. Let me check. Wit? Send?
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yep, that looks right. I've just added you. It was your icon for the Cinnamon stuff.
The little dude?
Mm-hmm.
How many followers have I got?
Mod view shows that an auto mod deleted me sharing a link 4 months ago to Patreon.
Oh, that's funny.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
Because JCD, you are a true gem. That's why you know my Twitch and I don't.
You really are a gem, JCD.
You know what's really funny is that if there was some weird universe where we were doing like an Ian pop quiz, JCD would have got that answer right before me. He would have buzzed in and I'd have been way behind.
You are not missing much, Stivell.
We started it.
Oh, the Stivell 318. What? Sorry.
We started about 7 minutes ago.
Yes.
But the live stream started 3 minutes ago because we have no idea. It just decided to not make us live.
No, it's not even been 3 minutes. It's probably been close to like a minute because it's a 2-minute countdown, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
It's been weirdness. It's been weird.
It's weird. Something happened today. We didn't get the count. Ian and I saw the countdown.
Mm-hmm.
We started the show. We were chatting, and then I look over and I'm thinking, where are the people? And then I said, we're not even live. He pushes a button, and then all of a sudden, we were just straight into it. So a little weird day today.
And my brain was like, wait, we're not recording?
Phew.
I immediately panicked and thought that Danae meant we weren't recording anything, which that's my bigger worry. Nothing that we just did was recorded because we've already done the intro.
Twitch says 4 minutes. Yep, that sounds about right. I mean, who knows? It's weird. Honestly, meanwhile, says JCD, I'm doing some surviving Mars while watching. Anyone know what the Starfleet name for the first colony on Mars is?
Europa?
Europa.
Was it Europa colony?
Marriage podcast. Marriage.
I feel like it was Europa. I could be wrong though.
Is it the Mars? Is that was that on Picard? Was that on Picard?
I mean, it was.
Was that the one where they were doing the launch that day?
The Utopia Planitia is the one that was on Picard.
Hi, Rima. Hello.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Shut up.
That's amazing. I'm pinning that comment.
There is an Armstrong colony for sure, of some sort.
See, this is why you're modding Ian, Sci-Fi Brony. Yeah. That's your job.
Hang on. Let me straighten my ring. I have very bent fingers. There we go.
You have very bent. Yeah.
Straight ring now.
Straight ring.
I have straightened my ring. Live on air. Mm-hmm. I have straightened my ring.
Utopia Planitia was an Enterprise.
Well, Utopia Planitia was in TNG as well, because that's where the Enterprise was designed.
If you go to Minecraft, please ignore the giant box in the sky.
Interesting. I will not be ignoring it.
I'm going to Minecraft right now, and I'm going to go look at the giant box.
Really? Well,
no, we don't have to. No. We've got stuff to do. No, we got stuff to do.
Shall I show off my box? Shall I show off my box before or after the stream? Oh, wait. During the stream, before or after the episode? Or are we saving it for next week?
Okay. First of all, I'm taking care of my friend's cats, and after the show, I have to drive 35 minutes to her house to take care of her cats. So we can't get distracted today. Like, I can't go into Minecraft. When are you
going to eat? Because it's not. That means you're going to be gone for over an hour, and it's going to take me like 20 minutes to make dinner.
Are you so excited to hear us plan our evening right now? Is this what you came to the show for? But I really want as many people as possible to see this unboxing.
Yeah.
So
I think next week's probably good.
Also, the people that are here now are here now. And I think you should definitely show them a sneak peek and maybe do the whole thing.
Sneak peek?
Okay, that was it.
That's the sneak peek?
Bro, Shem, you're so right.
Okay, I'm gonna do this and then.
Okay, so now someone's going to go and they're going to pause it and they're going to read that. That's amazing. We finish the live show, and then while Danae runs to take care of the cats, Ian unboxes. I mean, this is a great idea.
I mean, it is, but Danae wants to see me unbox it as well. Long overdue.
Marriage podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we do have a very exciting thing to show you. And Ian has been super looking forward to opening this for a super long time. And he has been holding on to it to share this moment with you. So we will do this next week. Mm-hmm. It'll be the first episode of our next season, which is our 4-year kind of restart. So it'll be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
We'll do it live on stream before we record the podcast. So that way, those of you who just want to see what it is and then you want to leave, you can, because maybe you hate the live show.
Maybe. I also noticed that the comments.
Just kidding.
The comments have gone very quiet because I think 90% of them have left to rewind the stream to see what the box was. We fucked ourselves. I think we just tanked our own stream.
We just fucked ourselves.
That's amazing. We are excellent.
We're gonna go ahead and get started today. Just as a reminder, this is an R-rated podcast. For those of you guys who are just now finding us, thank you for your messages, like telling us that you're enjoying the show. We read everything. Right now, our emails are a little bit wonky because I mess things up. And we haven't figured out how to connect them back together again.
Top of 10 forward.
So I appreciate that you guys are still sending us things, but like those of you that are new, that are like catching up and really enjoying it, your messages mean a lot to us because obviously we've been doing this for 4 years and we have a very unique work life. Maybe you found us through Cinema Sins. Maybe you found us through Star Trek or any other number of things that we've done. But we're really, really enjoying this new adventure with you where we're kind of taking the reins of the show and going in our own direction. And it feels amazing to have your support. So
yeah, it does.
We are live in 2 locations right now on Twitch, which is at my Twitch, Danae Says. And we're also live at our new YouTube channel, which is at Ian and Danae, which right now just houses basically Captain's Pod. And then there's also some gaming that we've done before the holiday season started and we completely lost track of our schedule. Also, we got married, so there's been a lot going on. There's been a lot going on. We have not been able to do as much gaming, but hopefully we'll be able to get back into that sometime soon. We need to tell you a couple of things just as a shopkeeping, because we have been talking about selling the Derpa prize for Christmas. We're still working on that. We asked you guys to fill out a poll to see if you'd be interested, what you would be interested in doing, just so we can kind of see, can we even ship these things? Because it is expensive to ship stuff. And the bigger the package, the more expensive, et cetera, et cetera. So we have some research to do on that. So we're still working towards that. We do have a PO box now, so you guys can send us things in the mail. And we have got your messages that there are some things waiting for us. We're going to be getting to that soon as well. So thank you guys for all of that. I think that's like the stuff kind of here at the top of the show that I wanted to make sure we touched on. Is there anything else like announcement wise or whatever that we wanted to do before we jump into the episode today?
No, just that the live show for the next couple of weeks will be normal, but then over Christmas it will TBD. So as usual, the back end of December, beginning of January is going to be strange. The most likely event, and I haven't told Danae this, but in my brain, I think the most likely way to do First Contact is that we will not record it live. We will. I'm not
First
too sure.
Contact. What's First Contact?
Yeah, it's a movie. So the movie one, we're not going to be recording live, most likely, but it will be split into 2 episodes over the holiday period. So, but that's TBD. Just check the regular frequencies for confirmation about when we'll be going live. Discord is the best place for that, of course.
Yes, we try to do Patreon first and then Discord, but we oftentimes will just quickly open Discord because for some reason that app works better on our phones. So
yeah,
Patreon, work on your shit.
Get it together.
Thank you for saying that, Polly, because it is a little bit of a sticker shock for me that it's like $10 on a Derpa prize or like $15. It's I don't know. It just feels cost prohibitive to be like, hey guys, you want to have this 3D printed Derpa prize? It's going to be $5,000. Okay, that's not.
Well, we've also started to over-engineer the Derpa prize as well in a really fun way.
Quick recap on that. It came off. Ian wanted to do it in 2 pieces. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be right back.
So Ian's I think we're on 1.6 now. Or are we on, or we're designing 1.7? I think we're designing 1.7. So on, I think it was 1.3, he had decided to print the Derpa prize as 2 separate pieces and then glue them together. And I looked at it and I was like, well, the saucer section is separating. So why don't we just put magnets that connect it together and then the saucer can separate on it? And wouldn't that be kind of cool? Which is a great idea. But the heaviness of the saucer section, it spins it around. So we have to figure out how to make the spinning kind of stop. So we're full on in engineering mode, which is really exciting. Ian is fully in charge of that. I'm like, what if we added a little slider bit in so they can kind of slide together? Or what if it clicks somehow? And then his little engineering brain, his mighty, beautiful engineering brain kicks in.
This was the last straw on printing the Derpa prize horizontally, because that quality just isn't good enough. That's not what I want. So yeah, like Danae said, we split the model in half. Super smooth. Super duper.
So this is one that's split in half and then he glued together. But before he glued it together was when I had the idea to do them as 2 separate pieces. So then this is the next one that we did. I think this is 1.5.
So we have the 2 different sections.
And it does snap together, but the weight of it pulls it off. So we're really having to
Then I ran out of green. Then I ran out of grey filaments. So now we have a special edition white Derpa prize
with 2 magnets, I believe,
which works pretty well. That's got that's 2 magnets, but then it's just a bit fragile. But activate saucer separation sequence.
Add spruces to help support. What is that? So we also have to be careful because if we do add clicking elements, the type of plastic that's being printed isn't designed for like a lot of wear and tear, so it'll wear down. So he's like genuinely worried about quality and all that stuff.
I would just have to print it with a different plastic, I think. Add spruces to help support. I haven't heard of spruces.
You should write that down. We can look at it later.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Is the email fixed? No, it is not. That is becoming a thing. I broke something.
Can we do that in 10 forward? Because I want to actually tell everyone that the emails are down at the minute.
Yeah. Let's do that in 10 forward. Derper prize. Derper prize. DERPER. Derper.
No, Derper. So
Derpa.
DERPER.
All right, hold on. DERP.
Quality is not consistent with the Derper Prize mission statement. That is the correct spelling of Derper Prize, what Brojum has done.
That's what that Derper,
not Derpa.
That's what I said. I said ER.
Yeah. Derper Prize.
Like this.
That's it.
Like this. Derper. It's a derper.
So actually 4 magnets. So 1, 2 on each side. But actually I'm going to increase it to 3 magnets, and that should be sufficient. So there'll actually be 6 magnets total to hold it all together.
Link. I feel like the nacelle should be able to separate instead of exactly.
That is possible. I could make the
anything is possible.
Detachable.
And honestly, the Derper Prize would have a really strange. Well, the cutaway on it was a little bit like not very great looking, and I was like, well, that's on brand for the Derper Prize.
Oh, yeah,
that's what
it's perfect.
That's what it is.
Yeah, the cutaway not actually being the full saucer. Well, it's the saucer, but it's like the neck just looks
6 mix. Yeah, it's so
amazing.
derpy.
Yeah, 6 magnets.
Oh yeah, it might make it a couple times though.
Oh, it will. It'll shatter into at least 2 pieces.
Thank you for seeing the truth, Sci-Fi Brony. I appreciate you. When you get a plastic kit, spruces are the bits you cut off and throw away.
Yeah, that's what. So I've been using the tree supports, and then you snap them off. But there's still that isn't like the ringing that's on top is without the supports as well. So, and I tried ironing as well, and ironing still didn't really make a lot of difference.
When the Derper Prize goes to warp, then the cells warp away and the rest of the ship stays still.
That would be amazing. That would be hilarious.
Based on the picture that you see here in front of you, it looks like it would do just that.
That would be so funny. I need to get back into focus.
All right. We are an R-rated show. We do steal your comments because they're great comments, and your influence on the show is something that we would genuinely appreciate and we look forward to. Oh, we need to change the update. Right now it says Tinker, Tenor, Taylor, Doctor, Binker, Dinker, Winker, Spy.
Wait, I thought, I'm still writing that.
See?
Hang on.
Okay.
I can do that.
But while we are recording the show and that little banner goes across the bottom, we try our very best not to talk directly to you because it makes the editing of the actual podcast very tricky. So if somebody new pops in and they're wondering why we're not talking to them, which has happened multiple times, if you don't mind gently explaining to them that we will be back to chat with you at the end of the show. And I do try to put your comments up during the show when they're relevant to the conversation and or they're just hilarious or interesting. We have, as you guys know, shifted away from having a sin section or like something that's wrong with the show. So we just talk about it all as we go. And if you have thoughts about today's episode that you want to share, just put them in the comments whenever you're ready, and I will save them for later and hopefully put them up on screen when we're chatting about that. So yes, sometimes your comments are genuinely stolen and sometimes we just have the same thought. That's not what I said. I didn't say go away. We like them. Remember?
I did. I'm sorry.
Remember, we like everybody,
but what
guys.
We meant was what Brojum said.
That's not what we meant.
No, that's what we. No, sorry. No.
I love new people. What are you, fucking nuts?
I love JCD's follow up to the nacelles, which is that would make sense. Followed by a very large explosion, some light years away when they finally react to each other.
I am offended on behalf of every new person that has come in and been like, I can't wait to be a part of this community you guys have been talking about for years, and then you just shit on them.
Not me.
You did it.
You.
You agreed. I didn't shit on anybody.
No, that's what it's going to seem like. Today likes you specifically. She would like you to go away.
I don't want you to go away. Just don't be mad at me. That's all.
Such a people pleaser.
Just eights.
Just eights.
Oh my God. Ready to go live? Are you ready? Is there anything else we're missing?
Are we actually live now? Okay.
I mean the show.
The show. All right, let's do it. My cough is mostly gone.
Your cough is not gone.
Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together. Most important thing first, why don't our emails work, Ambassador?
Fuck. For the first time in so long, I am sitting here going, I know exactly what I'm going to say I want from the replicator, and you absolutely just throw me under the bus.
You bet I did.
Ugh. Okay, so I pushed a button and I did some stuff with some coding that has really done a number on technical things that we now have to, we can't just undo yet. But there was a chat that happened with some people that are smarter than us, and they gave us some step-by-step instructions, and we followed those, and it still didn't work. And so we have some research to do. And so I'm sorry, our emails are completely down until further notice, and you can just email us the old way, you know?
Yeah, you can just go to Captain's Pod. I still obviously have access to my CinemaSins email. So.
And there's also, don't we have Captain's Pod or Captain's Pod Show at Gmail or something like that? Like, we have other resources.
We do.
Mr. Throw me under the bus for trying to do cool shit.
No, it genuinely is. You're building a really cool website
I'm trying.
us.
Don't go there yet. You're going there right now. Fuck.
And then somehow
you weren't supposed to say it was a website. I didn't want people to know about that. No, because it looks like absolute dog shit.
It's live?
I
didn't think it was live. I thought you were doing stuff on the back end and then you had to push a go live button.
Maybe we should have talked about this before we went live. Anyways, it's not going well. On all fronts, it's not going well at all.
The long and short of it is the ian@iananddanae.com email is not fully functional right now. Apologies, everybody. You can get to us via Discord, or you could still email us, captainspod@cinemasins.com. That'll still work. I will get it. Ambassador, what would you like from the replicator?
Ooh. I would like to drink out of Picard's cup. I don't need to replicate it. I'm just going to walk in there, just take it gently out of those beautiful hands and just take a sip of his tea.
How do you think he would react to that?
I think he would wonder how I got on the ship. I think it would be a red alert all like immediately. I think Worf would run in and then I would just be like, Worf! And it would be like the greatest episode of just like, I don't know, what do you call it whenever it's I don't even know what it's called. It's a type of storytelling where you're like in on the joke from the very beginning.
Meta?
Yeah.
Who's in on the joke though? You or the
everybody
audience?
watching?
Yeah.
I would be the fan from the future that would be watching the episode.
Oh. Yeah, that's definitely meta then.
Yeah, meta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think Picard would actually react though? Because I think he'd react by firing Worf.
No, obviously I'm an entity that is so powerful I can appear on a ship and take a tea. So that's interesting. I would be scanned, stunned. Yeah. I would be put into, depending on how much they wound me, sick bay or straight into the brig.
I think that's fair. Especially if like you just took his drink immediately. Like this was your priority. You managed to circumvent everything just to get my tea.
There's an episode like this. Oh my God, it's happening. I'm so into Star Trek world.
Is it Q?
There's a guy
from
the future who boards the ship and he takes relics.
Rasmussen.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
It's called.
He's like, doesn't he get stranded in, like he goes to prison?
Yeah, he ends up going to prison.
And that's like where his storyline ends.
Yeah, because he has come. He's actually from the 22nd century. Somebody from the future visited him. He killed him and stole his time machine. Yeah, and then went to Picard's
but he's like
time
pretending,
to steal stuff.
And they're kind of not onto him at first, and then they're totally onto him by the end.
What is the name of that episode?
I don't remember because I don't know anything. I just remember like little bits of moments. Anyways, I'm just remembering like he had an ability to go to the future and see it, and then he was kind of like a fan, like, oh, ooh, look at this cool shit. That would be me. I'd be like, oh my God, it's Picard's mug. I'm like freaking out, and then Worf would run in, and I'd be like, can I touch your bat lift? And he'd be like, what the fuck are you? Actually, he'd be like, no, pal, and he would probably phaser me.
What did you want from the replicator again?
I didn't want anything. I just wanted Picard's tea.
Picard's tea, that was it. I would like a copy of the Royale because I want to know if it's as bad as we think it is, or if it's as bad as Picard says it is. I want to read the Royale. Actually, I want to read the book that Data flicks through because the Royale doesn't exist as a book. It's not real. But Data, Brent Spiner, flicked through a book. I want to know what that book was.
There you go. Well, apparently it's a shit book.
Evidently. And the episode we were just talking about that isn't this episode is a matter of time. It's a great one. We should do that sometime. Get it? Anyway, Ambassador, give us a synopsis of the episode, not the book.
Okay.
Actually, give us a synopsis of the book, the Royale.
Okay.
As best you can.
So there's a book that was written about a very cliche casino in which there are some boring storylines developing, one of which is about a creepy old man and a wealthy young woman, and another about a bellhop that's in love with a gangster's girlfriend. And the gangster appears and shoots the bellhop, and I don't know what happens to the wealthy young woman, except, I guess she loses all of her money, but also doesn't, because it followed the book well enough that I'm guessing that they weren't too off script. So she's saved by a generous poker player. Mm-hmm. And then some investors appear and buy the casino and make the guy behind the counter that watched his bellhop friend die in charge. And once he's in charge, he's happy. And then they ride off into the sunset as investors.
I mean, you nailed it. How many pips would you give it?
The book?
Yes.
None.
No pips.
I would probably just say pass on the book.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, give us a synopsis of the actual episode, Ambassador.
It's basically the same thing.
Yes.
So while the Enterprise is near a green planet called Theta Beta 5.
Mm-hmm.
8.
You called it many
Theta
things
8.
in your notes.
Theta Beta 8.
Theta 8.
Beta,
you called it Data 8 at one point.
Yes, I did. And that's okay. Okay, hold on a second. Since you're going to give me some shit about my typing, I just type it as fast as I can, hoping like it just helps me remember later. Okay. I'm definitely not, and I don't even look at what I'm typing. I'm typing blind. I don't actually look at what my fingers are doing. So sometimes I'll look up and I'm like, I don't even know what that word is. So it's kind of working for me and kind of not working for me.
Fine, as long as you can read it.
I mean, maybe we'll see. So they're circling this planet, and what I thought was going to be an interesting episode of the Klingons seeing something and then them working together with the Klingons to find something going on doesn't happen at all.
Full on name drop.
Just a name drop. Yeah, just a teaser that there's Klingons nearby. I think it was Klingon, wasn't it?
It was Klingons, yeah. Klingon ship. Found it, ignored it, messaged Starfleet. It's the least Klingon thing. Like, say it's the fucking Vulcans. Like, why the fuck are the Klingons saying, oh, we'd better let Starfleet know about this?
It was really strange to me.
They didn't even, it's wild. It's so strange.
So I genuinely was like, ooh, we're going to get some sort of like, what the fuck episode, what the fun episode with some Klingons? Like, let's go. But instead, they go to look at what's going on. They beam aboard and don't even run it through any checks, by the way.
No.
They beam on board some debris that turns out to be NASA's ship. Dun, dun, dun.
NASA.
And then they're able to sort of beam down onto the planet's very volatile weather surface to a structure in a very narrow window of space where they enter into a pocket dimension, so to speak.
It kind of is.
Where they go through like the revolving doors of a casino / hotel.
Yeah.
And get stuck. And by they, I mean, it's Riker, Worf, and Data, the 3 best people that could ever be on an away mission in any episode ever.
This is your dream away team.
It's my dream away team. Yes, my dream team, guys. They go in and have to figure out why they're trapped there, how to get out, if they're going to be there for a long time. We also almost in this episode had a moment where they thought that they could disrupt the shield system of this like space that's existing in this storm. And in the 12 seconds of it imploding, when they would freeze in space, be beamed on board and revived, and we didn't get that episode. And I think I'm upset about that too.
And what's amazing, it's not the first time that Pulaski like suggests that. She's very keen to like kill and revive people.
She was so on to and
she's like, I can do it.
I always forget about her too. Like sometimes I'll look at an episode of TNG and I'll know that we're in the early days for various reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
Riker's hair.
Yes. Riker's
hair. Of course, uniforms. Right. Of course.
Sorry. I assumed uniform. Yeah. These ones don't have the neck. So you can, it's just on the shoulders. It doesn't have the collar. So you can see like Riker's chest hair poking out of this uniform. It's season 1 and season 2. That's it.
Well, that would have been a more obvious thing for me to see, but instead I'm like, wow, his hair is just not doing what his hair usually does.
His hair looks very floppy.
It's very like laying down or whatever. Yeah. And then whenever I see Pulaski, is that her name?
Yeah, Pulaski. Well done.
Well, no, you just said it.
Oh shit. Fuck. I was so proud. My heart like exploded because I don't know that we've done a Pulaski episode. Maybe
I
one,
think we
2.
have because
No, we have because
I'll see her. Yeah, I'll see her and be like, yes. Oh yeah, you're
the data racist.
Yes. Well, she was very excited about like her mission, and I was excited about it too. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna see them like beamed on board and then have some makeup done where they look really frozen, and then they have to do some sort of phaser thawing like we saw on TOS when what's his name made the rock hot.
Yeah.
But like just
Chekhov. Yeah.
Was it Chekhov?
Oh, and Sulu. Chekhov did it in one episode. Sulu did it in another one.
Okay. Anyway, it was so yeah, that's what we're talking about with this. How are they going to get off the mystery pocket dimension of casino boredom? Stay tuned.
Did this excellent synopsis, by the way, on both accounts. I threw you in the deep end on that one. As always. Does this, for your personal buckets, hit what the fuck, what the fun? Did you feel that throughout the episode?
There is definitely an excellent what the fuck moment in this one. But the thing about this episode is that when we got to it, my notes were literally saying, if something interesting doesn't happen, I don't know. Like how
far in?
Pretty far. It was, we were, we were pretty far in because, for me, the WTF moment is obviously when the sheets get pulled back and the other part of this episode is revealed, which is really dark and twisted.
Dark. So I love this so much. I love this so much. We're going to jump right into the crux of the episode because I don't always think I have a lot of empathy for strangers in particular. People that are close to me, I have a lot of empathy. I'm very in tune with how people are feeling and I like to serve people. Strangers, fuck off, I don't care. But when something happens to a character, even though it's fictional, I can't get out of my brain that this happened to poor Stephen Ritchie. Is it Ritchie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Colonel Ritchie. He went through that. 38
years.
Fucking years. You struggled with 40 minutes. He had 38 years of this shit. And I welcome death when it comes. It is tingling. Like that overall, this episode is what the fun for me. That one explanation is what the fuck. Why would you do that to a fictional character? Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very bleak because the episode says that at some point in time, and I think it was 2030 something.
2037.
2037, NASA launches the ship. It's like their multiple attempt, maybe their third attempt to leave the solar system. And then they never hear from this particular group of explorers again. And the theory at the end of the episode is kind of like recounted by Picard, who is essentially saying like, what if they had an alien species on board and the alien species had something to do with this whole situation, which was that they did something that killed everybody on board except for one person.
Yeah.
And as an apology for doing that, trapped them in a Groundhog Day-esque sort of again, I try not to be repetitive, but pocket dimension of using their technology to create non-life beings that this remaining Mr. What's his name again? Colonel Richie could interact with until he dies.
Send him home. Why can't you send him home?
Because there's a book apparently on board the ship that they read and they think, oh, this is the perfect life for these beings, these humans. And so we're going to make him have a place to be, like a little zoo where he can just be happy, because this is like their most holy thing. Like, thank God it wasn't the Bible.
Oh, I mean,
imagine having to live in Bible times over and over and over again.
I think overall, that's why he doesn't hold any like malice towards the aliens,
right?
Because I think it could have been a lot fucking worse. Like if he was in Macbeth, like if he was in sure, it's a well-written story, but it's bleaker than this. So I guess over 38 years, you're in a casino. Maybe there's a buffet. We know that there's multiple rooms. Maybe he could have just asked for room service. So if he could ignore the casino part and just live in a hotel, I mean, it's not the way an astronaut wants to go, I'm sure, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but it's still like, it's
really
dark.
Grim, because essentially this episode is the away team finding a tomb. And and Star Trek is saying, wouldn't it be interesting if we saw a symbol of NASA, like from our time, that would be like a lean into the TV moment. You're drawn into this. How did this get here?
I love that.
And then the solution is that it really was somebody from Earth. How are we going to find them in this preserved state? How are we going to, explain this away? So we're kind of like learning Star Trek's version of future astronauts finding past astronauts in a but with an alien twist. And the twist here, besides him being there, is that to get out, Riker and Picard kind of figure out that they have to play along with it. And I would have thought that maybe Richie figured that out too at some point in time, but maybe because there was the story had to provide the 3 investors at the end. Yeah, maybe. And it just so happened that the away team was 3. And so it sort of just made a nice little loop closure.
That is wild, because maybe, he was never recognized as the investors because he was just one person on his own.
Yeah.
So it's wild that the away team was 3 people.
Yeah.
If it had been 2 or 4, then maybe they would have been stuck down there until they figured out you need to send exactly 3 people down here and maybe dress them up a bit as like investors from the 21st century.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild. The NASA, the finding the thing from the past, beaming it on board. It's not the first time Star Trek has done this. They do it in TOS. They do it again in Voyager. Like, this is a little Star Trek trope where they really like, we're going to find something in space that the viewers at home are going to recognize from
they
our
did in
time.
Strange New Worlds too, right?
What was it?
With that ship that turned into the big man-eater thing, like that huge ship, it didn't start off as like NASA?
Yeah, but we're not going to... Oh, yeah, but they didn't beam... I mean, they literally beam a thing on board, like the NASA thing. Like,
okay.
The Voyager does it with a tractor or a pickup truck. A pickup truck, that's what it is. TOS does it with... There's like a rocket ship or something that I think they find. Anyway, it's just this fun trope that is deliberately meant to be a cold open... Bam, opening credits. This is a thing that the viewers are going to love. And I'm a sucker for it as well. I really enjoy it. I'm like, NASA? I know those letters. That's fun.
I know those symbols.
I know what that is. I do. There's a couple of just season 2 earliness things that I wanted to talk about. So, did you pick up on the score at all? Like the music for this episode?
You mean like inside the casino?
No,
because that was very distracting.
That's obviously obviously that's deliberately over the top.
And there wasn't even a beautiful woman on the screen. It was just the buxom lady walks in when the bellhop was talking about the beautiful lady.
Yes, it wasn't actually about her. I mean, like, when the episode actually starts, so that like opening music and just any of the music that's like kind of on the Enterprise, that wasn't that.
No.
Okay. Ian does. I want to talk about it because I love the score for season 1 and season 2 so much. And it's because it has a different composer. So for me, and we're going to, spoiler, we're going to see a little bit more of this next week as well. Season 1 and season 2 had an entirely different composer, Ron James, I believe. Hang on.
I want to talk about the composer. I don't know who composed it.
Sorry, Ron Jones. I'm going to change that. I do know who composed it. I just got it. James confused with Jones. Ron Jones. I love his scores so much. They were so good. But for various reasons, including just some like apparently personality differences, he didn't come back in season 3. So everything from season 3 onwards is perfectly serviceable. It's fine.
Perfectly serviceable.
No, it's great, but it's a bit more generic.
What a way to talk about.
No, it's fine. It's good, but it's not like there are some scores in season 1 and season 2 that I'm just like, you have themes. So like the Romulan theme that we get in the Defector does not exist anymore. Was it the Defector? No, the Neutral Zone. But it just doesn't exist anymore. I'm so annoying. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off of my chest tonight. And it doesn't matter because you didn't notice anyway.
No. But this is your podcast, man. I'm just here because I can't leave. I'm trapped in the El Rio Corsor Cacao.
This is your Royale. Wow. Doing this podcast is your Royale? Oh, shit. Did you pick up on the early seasonness of Picard as well? And how, like, I just noticed it in this episode a lot more that he's very different. I feel like Patrick Stewart hasn't found Picard yet in some of the ways that he talks and delivers things. Or did you not pick up on it at all?
Maybe I could feel it in some way because as I watched this episode, I was distracted by a few of the things that the show was doing. In like this episode exists in two. That's okay. Can't help it that you're coughing still.
I'm sorry.
It exists in 2 places. There's like 3 things we see. 4, I guess, if you include the upstairs. Maybe the exterior shot of the doors is 5. Anyways, it's very simple. It's we're on the bridge. We're at the casino. 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 And so that was a very lulling vibe. Like, I'll be honest, this episode was not fun for me to watch. There's a couple things that like really bring it up for me that I'm excited about because I love Data, for example. So watching him get excited at the end with poker and just the vibrancy of the kind of final parts of them being at the casino was interesting. But this is a pretty low experience for me watching TNG. And maybe part of it is that the connection between the crew doesn't feel the same or the way that they're shooting this episode doesn't feel the same. I was just really distracted this time by how often like it's like Picard walks over to Geordi and
so much. It's so many times just talking about the frequencies. Like there's 3 or 4 times when he's just like, any progress? And LaForge is like, no, it's hard. Picard's like, keep at it, and then leaves.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like, okay, you're going to walk over there and you're going to find out what's going on. Okay, you're going to walk over here and you're going to sit down and you're going to talk to Deanna. And then you're going to walk over here and you're going to sit down. It felt more robotic, I think. And so maybe it's not that Picard, the character, or even how Patrick Stewart was developing the character hadn't really sunk in yet. Maybe it was just what the show was still reaching for what people would be liking. And this one just felt really robotic to me. Although it is an interesting mystery and we did learn some interesting things, I wasn't as drawn into this as I usually am. And maybe you're onto something as to why.
There's a chemistry thing there for sure. I can really feel Picard not being Picard just yet. There are episodes in season 1 and season 2 where we see it, like The Measure of a Man. We rewatched that a couple of days ago, and Picard feels very Picard in that episode when he's fighting for Data. Maybe it's just not much for him to do in this episode, but I definitely, this time around, analytical eye was, I kind of realized I like this episode because of Data playing poker at
which
the end.
Which is such a little tiny bit of this episode.
It's so tiny.
But it is great.
So tiny.
It is great, but it's also like really, I don't know, like even Data, he feels sometimes almost like, I really enjoyed this Data episode a lot because we kind of saw him reading something quickly and calculating. We saw him accessing information about poker. We saw him fixing dice in his hand like a fucking magician. What was that?
Oh, so good. Just like
he was recalibrating them because they were heavy.
He's recubing them. He's loading the dice. So he's recubing them because he can throw them exactly how they're supposed to land because he's a machine. He can throw them on whatever combination he wants to throw them on.
Right, but first he has to recalibrate them because they were the wrong weight.
They were off. Yeah, they weren't weighted properly.
But anyhow, that does carry a lot of this episode for me, and there is interesting stuff. I don't know, but the pacing of it was different because Data just seemed, I don't know. It just felt weird. I don't know why, but when he was really animated at the end, I love it with him like grinning and stuff.
Yeah,
I just wonder.
A new pair of shoes, and then he like put some funk on the dice,
and he like snapped his finger. But I think what I'm missing is that moment when Riker says we need to become these characters. But I guess Data said that, but Data said we should blend in. So maybe that was his version of blending in.
No, it's right towards the end when Riker is like, I've got a plan. We're going to buy this casino.
Yeah.
And that's basically like, oh, we're going to become the investors. Like, that's it. And then
I think that's
throwing around money.
I think that's why it works then. Like I maybe missed a little bit of the nuance there because I was like, wait, why is he like winking and waggling his eyebrows? Yeah. Is he just genuinely having like the best time in the world?
I don't even think he was trying to take on a persona. I think he's just having fun with it.
So he just decided this is a moment when I'm going to emote as a very cocky card playing human.
I think so.
And went for it.
Yeah,
okay.
He just went for it. I mean, he's also been hanging around Tex for a little bit. So maybe there's a bit of emulation there. Like this is a part of humanity that I'm going to emulate by being a bit like cocky like Tex is and flamboyant with how I'm doing it. I don't think he took anything else life lesson wise from Tex. I think that was it.
No, the episode does do a good job too, and the director of having a moment when Data is looking at Tex with like a critical eye. So it sort of made Tex's behavior.
For sure.
Obviously, Tex is an ass, but
yeah.
It wasn't like Data was like enjoying Tex's interaction at that point. So I did like that. But yeah, overall though, like the episode just was very we're here.
No, I get it. And that's what I was kind of tapping into this time was I think the Data scene carries more weight than I had like really fully sunk in, and the moment of revealing how fucked up it is that the poor skeleton in the bed upstairs lived a life for decades of this. Like that, all of the build up to that part, you're right. Once you've accepted there's a mystery, figuring out the mystery is kind of boring-ish.
It sort of drags a bit because the information that Geordi and Wesley are discovering and Picard is asking for updates on doesn't really seem to be doing much to give us a clue about what is happening on the planet. And there's just something that I think I'm wanting from that morsel. It was just a little dry because every time we cut back to the ship, if it's just him saying, yep, we're pretty sure we can figure something out soon, Captain. And the captain's like, great. And then he just walks over and sits down and Dana's like, I'm sensing that he is very humored. Like it just feels a bit like, okay, what am I, the viewer, getting from this that I didn't already see.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw Riker looking interested, and I saw that we were having communication trouble. That's not news for me. So it felt more like the show is saying this is what Starfleet does. And there is an element of a true, like, I'll nerd out on anything that you put in front of me. Look at these panels, look at how they're touching the screen, you know.
It felt very routine, didn't it? It was like, this is probably as boring as it would go down in reality.
Yeah.
In real life.
I guess maybe that's the earliness of any show as they're finding their footing, is how do you make sitting at a panel more exciting?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a lot.
Yeah, I think if you compare that to a later episode, Geordi would be in engineering, like running around different systems, and maybe there would be like something in the planet's orbit would be messing with the Enterprise's systems, and their orbit would be degrading, or they would be like a ticking clock of there's a disease on Rigel 7, and we need to go there, and we only have so much time. Like, we're going to have to leave a shuttle behind or something. So,
or like they crack open the tomb and then like they release some sort of bacteria.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they didn't feel the need to add a ticking clock, which part of me respects.
Yes,
but also
I like that too.
I really fully understand why we have ticking clocks in episodes. Something more than Wesley and Geordi sat on the bridge tapping away. Give us engineering, like put them in engineering so that we have something more interesting to look at than, no offense, the back end of the bridge.
Also, how interesting would it be to find out if that colonel had descendants that now know the fate of their family, and that there's like some sort of tie there, not just leave it in the moment, but go further into that story, because it felt a bit like, okay, we're going to peel back the covers and it's a skeleton, you know, instead of like, it's a rabid tribble, you know, like what it could be so many things.
Great grandfather or whatever.
But it's okay, because again, they're finding their footing. So I don't know that it was Picard was off. It all felt a little bit off for me. I actually kind of really enjoyed Picard in this episode for some reasons. And one of them was, for example, he was trying to figure out a puzzle. Like the first time when Riker walks into his office.
Ready room.
Thank you.
It's his office.
His ready room. And he's looking at a math equation that hasn't ever been solved.
Fermat's theorem.
And he's just doing it for funsies, because it reminds him that before there were computers or starships, there was a French guy with a pen and paper that was, you know, creating these things.
French guy. Yep.
That's what he said. Some French guy. He didn't say it like that.
Part-time mathematician.
And that's the part of the show I think that I really enjoy, is trying to give these characters a very like a depth to their story. And I think doing that with Picard is essential, because he's such an important character. I do wish that they would do it a little bit more with Deanna, for example.
Of course, yeah.
But they do that later on with like her mom coming around, and there's other things that can kind of come into play with seeing more of like who she is. Because she does play an important role in this episode of easing the mind of the crew to know that there's no imminent danger, so they have time to figure the problem out. And that's kind of like, you know, her information that she's giving. And it does the Star Trek stuff. He asks the crew for their opinion. He talks to people. He's trying to kind of figure everything out. And that is something, again, that I really like about every episode, that on every show we've watched, there's always this kind of moment when the captain is under stress. There's an important decision to make, and there's a collaborative nature. And I really, really like that part of Star Trek.
I do love that so much as well. It's the reason that every character has a role and a purpose and a different skill set as well. Like, I love that Deanna's powers are actually used in this episode. It raises all kinds of questions for many later episodes where there's an away team and they lose touch and she doesn't read their emotions. So, oh, they're in pain. They're injured. Geordi is in a hole with a Romulan and needs our help. Like, the fact that her empathic powers go down to the planet, penetrate everything, and she can strongly pick up. Admittedly, she has a deeper connection with Riker than anybody else, so maybe that's part of it.
Could be, yeah.
The casualness with which she said that, like, Picard's really, really worried about Riker.
Of course.
And it's only then that she kind of volunteers, oh no, he's fine. Like, I'm getting amusement from him. Like, it was almost, it kind of shocked me. I was like, oh, so you know he's not dead then?
Well,
because like Picard's almost just like, is the away team dead?
Yeah.
Are they dead?
It's also interesting that she could have sensed that there weren't other beings there as well. You know, if Riker says there's people in this room, they're like, I don't sense anybody. But I think at that point, the mystery is sort of unraveling before, or is developing before them. And that isn't necessarily an interesting thing to have her say, because maybe it's just too much repetitiveness.
Circling back to giving some character to Picard, I love this as well. Like, is one of them. Strange New Worlds does it pretty well because you get like Pike cooking, so it gives him some character, and it's something that isn't episode critical, but it's giving flavor to his character. Picard working on a puzzle is great. There's more than one occasion where we see him working on a puzzle. There's another great one where there's like this system of planets that's meant to be impossible, and he's trying to work out how all of the mathematics work. The issue with picking a real world problem, Danae, what could be one of the possible issues with picking a real theorem and then in 2364 saying we've never solved it?
Well, I mean, when this show came out, maybe they hadn't, and now they have.
Yep. They solved it in 1995.
But has anybody written this book? That's what matters more.
No one's written the Royale. So that's just, it's one of, it kind of makes me a little bit sad because this is so dumb, but it just reminds me Star Trek isn't real, or at least this version isn't completely real, because Picard is so passionately using this example of in 800 years, we've never figured it out. This part-time mathematician has figured out something Data can't figure out. Our greatest computers can't figure out. And yet some dude in America in 1995 actually figured it out, which was like 6 years after this episode came.
This episode is what encouraged them to do so.
This episode was dated before TNG went off the air. They were still putting out episodes when they disproved what he says in the Royale. So you can't not mention that. It just makes me laugh.
I have a question. Something just popped into my mind since we're obviously kind of hopping around. One of the things that bothers Picard at one point, and it bothers me too, Data even said it, that Riker is breaking protocol by staying where he is. And I didn't get the impression that the alien species is influencing them to stay. It's just a trap. And at that time, he didn't know that, though. He's just walking around kind of entertained by being there. And he said, we're not really in any danger, so it's not a big deal. And then Picard brings it up when he's talking to Deanna. This bothers me. This isn't like Will. He would come back. But then the show never really answers why he didn't.
Nope. Because you need the episode.
Okay.
Well,
cough alert.
It's not even to make the episode happen, because the episode still happens if Riker follows procedure, because immediately they'd be spun back round. It's baffling. It makes no sense. The number one rule on away missions, other than don't break the Prime Directive, as soon as you lose contact,
you're supposed to
beam them back up.
You leave.
And from the away team's point of view, if you lose contact and you haven't been beamed up, return to the beam out point so that you have the best chance of being found.
Yeah.
It is a baffling lapse in judgment.
He doesn't get in trouble either.
He doesn't get in trouble for it. He's not just like some commander either. He is the first officer of the flagship. How
much more interesting would this episode be if he gets back to the ship, he goes to the ready room to like talk to Picard about what happened, and Picard is just like, I'm demoting you.
You put your entire team like in danger. And the kind of sneaky thing, when kids kind of lie to you on a technicality, he kind of lies to Picard, because Picard, when they eventually get through, says like, why haven't you left the casino yet? And Riker's just like, oh, we've tried, but we're trapped. We can't get out. That's not what happened, fucker.
No.
You chose to stay. Now you're not telling him that you chose to. Now it's right. Now you've tried, but initially you decided to stay.
From a storytelling perspective, they want them to be there longer and build the tension. So I totally get, I get it, but that really bothered me.
Yeah. It's like Riker's really at ease. Picard isn't at ease. So it creates some added tension.
So I guess it's a character trait of Riker that I didn't remember because I'm not going to remember those little details. But it's like, oh, noted. You're the kind of guy that's going to do this. So he's not necessarily a by the books kind of a guy. He's going to bend the rules to kind of go in his favor and coerce Data and Worf to go along with it because he's their commanding officer. So even though Data rightfully recites the protocol to leave, what that would have done to the episode, they would have gone to the door and what we would have been in the mystery much faster. So I don't think that we needed to have that moment. So maybe it was just on purpose that they wanted to kind of show that he's a bit of a rebel. And that was an interesting thing also that really I learned about Riker.
He definitely has a rebellious side to him. Like he's meant to be very much Kirk. Like he's meant to be like the cowboy kind of the between him and Picard for sure. But it's still very confusing to me.
Kirk light. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of is a bit Kirk light, but he gets much better when he becomes his own person. I have a hiccup.
Also, some interesting things about this one for me that just seemed like, why is this a thing? Is why are we beaming things on board and not putting them in containment fields? Why are we touching them before we're supposed to? Why are we saying that it was destroyed by a weapon from our time and there's no investigation into that? Yeah. Why are we beaming down without a probe first? Like what? There's so many things that are. Why are we going through doors? Why are we doing any of the things that we're doing in this episode?
Especially because I think they knew that they couldn't scan beyond the doors. So it's like, so you're going to walk into a black hole? Like, I guess you would be able to scan a black hole.
It's like, well, this is what we came to do. It's like, you came to die? You came to do that? That's why you came? Like, I was really confused by that, but maybe it's because I am not designed for space. Like, I am way too risk averse. I would be like, no, you know what? You got me on this ship and I'm in space and I can't leave because I'll die if I go outside. So I'm definitely like stuck here. Yeah. And now you can be rest assured I'm not leaving the ship until we dock somewhere. And then you get me back to like, I want to be on the ground. I don't want to be near water.
Not just the holodeck ground.
Put me, no. Yeah. The best thing that they could do is Casino Royale my ass in like a little holodeck suite until I like, and then you just shift me back to Earth. Like just like, I don't need to know that I'm in space. I would be panicking. It would not be okay. I watched a movie once when I was a kid called, I don't remember all of a sudden.
Space Camp?
Fuck that movie. That's it. Yeah. And it scared the shit out of me because I was just at that age where I'm like, I am just like you kids. And then I'm like, oh my God. So I've never, ever wanted to go. It's one of the big differences between us. I would never,
and I'd say yes in a second.
Go to space.
There's nothing I could say yes to more. Even the stupid, not technically space suborbital flight bullshit that Amazon does, which isn't space. I would still do that. I want to go to the space station, the ISS. I want to go there, please. I hate to tell you this, Danae. You are currently in space right now.
Shut your mouth hole. I am on a planet.
Which is in space. I completely agree, though. At least
there's so many things that happen in this episode. Why?
You know what you should do? You should tie a bit of rope around Worf, tie a bit of rope around Data, send Worf in, and then pull him back out. Like, I don't know.
Get the fucking exocomp out,
all three of you. No, come on.
Send it in there.
Just realized I was willing to risk Worf, but not an exocomp. I will put a pin in that and dig into that with my counselor later. Rolling back to the beginning of the episode, I do like the visual of beaming down to this vagueness, just this black space with the storm raging overhead. That's always, and then obviously the revolving doors in the middle. I absolutely love that. I love that visual.
Yeah, the revolving doors were really, really eerie. That was like a confusing thing. Like, why are we doing the revolving door thing?
Like, it's confusing, and I like it. It's a nice little start to the mystery. I kind of love that.
Yeah, I was like, are they going to be going into like an old JCPenney or Macy's?
That would be amazing because they were just in a department store.
It was department store. It was hotel, and I didn't think it was going to be a casino, but it was.
There we go. There's a couple of little touches that I really like. Again, bold predictions being made by Star Trek that sometime in 2033 or by 2033, you all, America, have an additional 2 states. You've added 2 states. So my question to you is, which 2 states have you added?
Oh, the state of well-being and the state of fuck off.
Yes. I mean, if it ever happened to like Canada or Mexico, they would change their names to fuck off. If like, okay, we're the 52nd state.
I mean, I can see it happening. I can see there being like more states. Just like California becomes 2. It's quite large.
Oh, that's a technicality. That's probably how it would go down.
Wait, so you're assuming that we've just taken over more land? Like we do not need more land.
Have you met America? Absolutely.
My version of America is maybe a little different than everyone else's, and I can't say everyone else's because I don't speak for everybody in America. Mm-hmm. America is kind of big.
Yeah.
But no, I think just like okay. We have like the teeny tiny ones like Rhode Island. Just a tiny little nubbin of another one just is like, you know what? We want to be a little nubbin state.
Some undiscovered island.
The little chicken nuggets of our country.
Yeah. Amazing. Love that. Where did I get to? There's a couple of, and this is always fun when this is like a time travel light episode / holodeck mishap light episode. They are, for all intents and purposes, stuck in a holodeck. Like, that's what this episode is.
Yes, this definitely felt like, and that was interesting because we were talking about holodeck episodes before, and it did feel like that. But I would
have allowed this to be added in the holodeck episode category on a technicality, for sure.
Well, we don't really have an understanding of what the alien species has built. Oh, another thing that this episode should have done, destroy it forever.
Oh, that's
because it's
so true.
Just sitting there. It's a literal death trap for the next person that walks into it.
They didn't even put warning beacons up. I'm going to assume they did that. They also left the body behind, which is brutal. Like, you think they may bring the body back.
They didn't even take the body back with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This episode doesn't really get into the technology, nor does it seem interested in like saying anything at the end of the episode about sticking around to examine it and learn more, or make an attempt to speak to the alien species of some kind. I mean, I assume that the Colonel had tried many, many times. There's one entry in their diary, just one. And in it, it said they had been there for 38 years, but we don't know when that diary was written. If it was the same kind of time and era of his death, he could have lived much longer.
No.
And just been like, there's no reason to write anything else. It's just this one thing I need to write down. And like, we don't know what that person's, life was.
Oh, we don't know how much longer he lived.
How many attempts were made to get out? There was no notes about talk to this person and try to get them to give more information. The guy, for example, the front counter, he talked about management, and that seemed to be maybe something that was written into the story somehow. And so that's why it could exist. But it really didn't seem that there was any way to get out. It was sort of just a bear trap in the woods, and no hunters coming back for whatever is found inside of it.
What should happen? They should have walked into like one of the rooms and there's just a bunch of Klingons in there.
That's kind of what I thought.
More aliens trapped down in this fucking casino.
No, you know what though? The Klingons are smart enough to not go through a fucking revolving door for no reason.
Yeah, they would have blown it up first. We're gonna blow up the revolving door.
They would have done what Worf did and just been like, let's just try to phaser this wall and this wall
funny.
And this wall and this wall.
Well, on that note, it does. We do get a good look at the Dustbuster phasers, and I'm going to get technologically nerdy.
Phasers.
These are called the Dustbusters because they look ridiculous.
They're amazing.
Sorry. It's my least favorite phaser. It's so like wide and weird looking. You like it?
Yeah.
I need to get you a Dustbuster.
Okay, let's just take a little trip back in history. Why are we doing this show? What show did I love?
TNG.
That's my phaser. But honestly, all of the equipment, yes, of fucking course I do.
Because they don't really use it after season 2.
I love those things.
No, but so I think the one that you're thinking of is the Cobra Head. Like the Cobra Head phaser is the. I lost you completely. The Cobra phaser, those are the ones. Oh, they kind of
slide over the top. No, these big fat dusters. I love it. I love it. Here's what's going to happen. Bamboo Labs, somebody out there has made the Dust Buster phaser.
No, they have. It's on my list.
I fucking want it.
It's on my list.
You know how you're like, oh my God, I'm going to print this cool thing from this one show. And here's the hollow emitter from the Doctor. I remembered hollow emitter.
You did. You remembered hollow emitter. You know, 90% of the things I've printed are plant-based. Wait, they're not plant-based. They're plastic, but they're for plants.
If I was to print something from TNG, it would be a big old fat phaser.
I'm going to scale it up as well. I'm going to make it look fucking ridiculous in your hand.
My hand's already little. I don't need it to be massive.
Like obscene. I support you.
It's okay.
I support you.
It's okay. We don't have to like the same.
I'm just
props.
glad you recognize that I'm glad you recognized it. Full stop.
Oh my God! Of course. Yeah. I mean, now that you're saying it, I can kind of reflect and that there's a smaller version out there somewhere. Mm-hmm. But honestly, like they're the same. I don't know that I've like focused in on it, but I'm now imagining the little panels that they pop open for like the little phasers, but they have to be like they have to be
top and
like
tail.
A trunk.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know who designed that. It's such a big jump from the TOS phaser as well.
It's amazing. Anyway. And it was kind of cool to see Worf like try to go against the wall, and then he makes the beam even bigger and the sound gets louder. That was really intense. That was really fun. You know, like you've got people walking around going, excuse me, and everyone's ignoring them because they already know that they're not real people, but for some reason they're talking to them anyway. Yeah. And then you have Worf just like, let's just move this out of the way. Let's go to the wall and try to tear into it, you know?
I love that.
Oh my God. Imagine a moment when he tears into it. It actually peels away. Like, I don't know, just like you're taking like the little wrapper off of a thing of gum, you know, it's like it peels down and it kind of like opens up and it's just a big eyeball of them observing you.
God, that would be fucking horrific. That would be so scary.
Well, that would be more interesting though.
Yeah.
I mean,
horrifying. And then Worf would have stabbed it.
Because the idea is just like, you want to know what happens when ants fall into a cup? This is the episode for you.
What happens. There's a big magnet. Why do I feel really hot? Why have I got like a sunbeam like, magnifying glass on my neck? Speaking of Worf and phasers and exploring and whatnot, I always get a kick out of them trying to use the elevator as a turbo lift.
Oh, that was a really interesting moment. And it was the only time that I actually like emoted while watching this episode.
It's so in character though. Like, I love that they go up to it, they think it's malfunctioning. But when they get inside it as well, Riker still does his like spin around thing as if it's a turbo lift. They don't break character. Like, and that's just like, I almost imagine the director being like, remember, you're in the 24th century. This is your life. Like, it's flavor like that where I believe that they are from the future. Like, they live in a different time where elevators like this are turbo lifts. There's no reason to assume that it would act any different from a turbo lift.
Data picks up something most unusual in another section, and it's above them, 31.9 meters specifically.
There we go.
And then they go to the turbo lift and they say this seems to be malfunctioning. And my note is the elevator has stumped the men. Which I find to be pretty shocking. It's just a button there.
But not the android.
Anyway. Yeah, that was kind of a fun moment. The tension build up to the bed, the room was interesting too. But I was like, when you walked in, the camera was sort of right over a lamp. And I thought, there is like the alien thing. So I thought it was going to be this weird sort of alien creature just kind of hovering there, sort of
interesting,
like alive and wanting kind of like playthings to just watch.
Oh, that would be very
on
role.
Brand. Yeah.
Like you're trapped here because I want somebody to play with. Yeah, we could do an entire series on aliens wanting to play with humans that aren't Q and still fill an entire season filled with it.
What other things are we missing that we haven't really touched on yet?
There's one frustration I have with the story, and there are a few like kind of plot disconnecting things that are frustrating. And it's when Picard and Troy they find out about the book because they read through it on the planet. Picard and Troy decide to bring up a copy of the book and then read through it from the beginning. First of all, I get the computer to give you a synopsis. Next, have it audio booked to you at double speed. Third, even better, skip to the last fucking chapter. Like, read ahead. Like, they're sat there listening into the conversation as it's happening downstairs, but just skip to the final chapter because then you know what's ahead of the away team. Because let's say Mickey D, whatever his name is, comes in with a machine gun. And the story ends with everybody in the casino being slaughtered. Like,
yeah,
you need to know
you'd
that
wanna know
information
that
too.
pretty
Maybe you
quickly.
don't know that the escape route is at the end of the book, but it's good to know like what's coming next. But Deanna and Picard are so casual about reading through this book.
I thought at that point that Data already knew the ending because Riker passes him the book and he scans through it real quickly. And so I think that they would have said something about being in imminent danger because they were able to communicate at that point.
I guess that's a good point. That's good. But I mean, better yet, then if Data has already read the book, why is Deanna and why are they bothering? Like, why are they wasting their time by reading it? Like, Data, tell us if you find anything helpful in the book.
I guess. Yeah, that was another kind of maybe a moment that upon reflection makes it a little bit more dull for what's happening on the Enterprise, which
still,
it needs to sort of be more interesting, B as in B plot, but like it needs to be more interesting or it needs to add to it somehow. I did think that the transition was an interesting transition because the characters that were in the room with Riker and Worf and Data were all talking, and then it sort of goes to the Enterprise where they're reading that moment and they're almost hearing through the open comm badge the characters speaking. And I thought that was kind of a unique moment to sort of, I thought it was showing that they're really accurate to the book. Like these characters are, it's not that they're going off script. They're saying things that are in the book.
And I think it's to emphasize that maybe it's to show saying like, this writing isn't us. Because Deanna's like, did humans really talk back then? And Picard's like, no. This is a terrible model. This is a terrible book. This isn't how anybody would speak, and it's not a good example of written literature from the time either. So I almost think it's just hitting that point home that this isn't the Star Trek writers coming up with some terrible dialogue that's just really out of character. This is deliberately bad to show how bad the book is, to make it more terrible for Colonel
Richie. Think that's supposed to be funny. Like, I think that was supposed to be a humor beat for this episode and a horror scape for poor Colonel. But
and it just reminds me of, like, so when Picard starts the book, it was a dark and stormy night.
And he rolls his eyes.
And that gets me because that's a, like, cliche sin that we do at Cinema Sins. Like, that's a classic Cinema Sin. It was a dark and stormy cliche. I kind of loved it. Of all the ways you could have started this book, it sets the tone.
Yeah. I really thought that there was going to be a shift over to going off script, sort of upsetting the entity.
Oh, interesting.
Because they wanted it to stay like perfectly on, I thought that it was going to be a dance monkey dance sort of situation, where you need it to be this exact routine, and that the algorithm of this trap wouldn't be able to sustain itself. Like the code would be breaking, that they were going to be able to get out because they didn't follow. Like, to me, it doesn't hold up when you start to consider that. Would there have been a character sitting in Data's seat talking to the heiress and Tex, for example?
Yeah.
So that when Tex says those lines, they match up according to whomever would have been sitting there. And that doesn't really answer those questions. And so my brain was sort of filling in the blank spaces of what this episode could be getting to. That, like, if every character got angry, like we saw in that train episode that we were talking about earlier, what was that one again?
Emergence.
So if, how like when they started to go off script, or when they started to ask the wrong questions, they would get really upset. I kind of wondered if that was going to come into play, where the tension would come back, because the tension in this episode really was completely imploded when Picard himself says, even if this takes a few months, like, we'll figure it out, knowing that the episode isn't obviously going to be taking that much time.
We don't have to kill you with a hydrogen bath. Like, it's okay. We're going to hang around.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree.
I thought it could have done more interesting things, like even with that, because yes, we're following a story. Yes, it's already pre-written, and they're not supposed to be doing much more than what Picard is reading in the book to the T.
Yeah.
But yet they're also disrupting the story too. And so even if Picard and Troy do find something of interest in the book, which by the way, I don't think that they did. I think Picard was just saying these characters need to be generous. Like, don't go too far off. But Data should have been able to do that because he read the book.
He read the book. Because the way we get to that is that Riker says, like, so what happens at the end of the story? And because Mickey D leaves because his bit of the story is done.
Right.
So Riker's like, well, if he left, how can we leave?
Right.
And then he asks Picard, instead of turning to Data and saying, hey, Data, you just read all of that in detail. Instead of Picard giving me a blurb, could you tell me exactly what happens?
Yeah.
And then Picard explains about the investors and Riker puts the pieces together. Pieces that Data absolutely should have put together.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a little bit of like, also when you're watching this kind of an episode, that there's a lull in how the characters are interacting. There's a lull in the back and forth. Yeah. And then there's a lull a bit in the storytelling too, where there's just enough space between where you're like, okay, we're back in the casino and they're walking this way. And we're back in the casino, but they're walking this way this time. Oh, we're back in, but this time we're sitting down at this table. Oh, we're back at this table again. But we're, there's a repetitiousness that my brain just goes, I don't have to pay attention to this because until they say something, nothing interesting is happening. And that lull is kind of what's bringing this really far down into like a 1 pip for me.
I know, I get it. I think
I don't want to give it 1 pip, but I think I'm at 1.
Oh, Danae.
I know.
I respect it. It's fine. This is a very, very early. A lot of TNG is very early Star Trek memories for me. For some reason, the Royale is an episode that popped up many, many times. So I think I just have this. I have this comfort level with it. Even Tex being a creep with Vanessa, like those scenes with Data trying to like figure them out and playing blackjack together. And if the object is to hit 21, I will definitely need another card. Hit me. And the little like card like scraping thing that he does.
Oh, the little scooty
scoot. I love that. There are moments I'm waiting for that keep me going. But with my objective eyes, I was like, the first half is fairly slow and fairly repetitive in what it's doing. But Danae, but then we get Data. Then we get Data rolling dice, and Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, and the music kicks up, and he does his arm things, and Data Riker does the yeehaw, like his little reverse fist bump thing, and it's fun. Okay, that game is fun.
It was interesting. Without them saying some of the things that they're telegraphing to us, though, I don't know. It's strange when the story is literally a forced story because they're forcing themselves to be generous. They're forcing themselves to kind of get into this sort of vibrancy of this moment that would be happening in the book.
Like now they're worried about breaking character. Like they weren't worried about that in the build up, but now they have to do the spreading around money stuff instead of just, here's the money to buy the casino. Like
there's even a fun, there could have been something fun where instead of Data giving Veronica, I think was her name, Vanessa, blow on the dice again the second time. What about Worf? That'd have been fucking hilarious.
Oh, it would have been hilarious.
That'd have been amazing.
That's such a missed opportunity.
Just come on, Worf, join us. And Worf is just sitting there like, ugh,
Klingons do not believe in luck.
We don't blow on dice.
That's amazing. Klingons never blow on another man's dice. Would have been absolutely amazing. What a missed opportunity. You're right. Well, I was actually worried we were only going to talk about this episode for about 20 minutes because it does recycle a lot of the same scenes, a lot of the same thoughts and dialogue. So
it is a very repetitive thing. But you know what? Again, one of the things I'd love to do is to talk about like the various ways that an episode could have gone that like piques our interest, because so many things can exist inside of the Star Trek universe. And it's such a great storytelling space. It's like a great sandbox.
It is.
And it does try to do a lot of the Star Trek things that we look for and hope for, like the technobabble, but it was early enough to that even felt a little stale to me. But I mean, this is definitely a W2F category. It totally works inside of the category. I don't know. It wasn't quite there for me.
No,
today.
I totally get it. I still have a lot of fun with this episode. I will still come back to it. But
of course.
it would be really low on the list of like introducing people to Star Trek as well.
Oh yeah, let's think about that.
It really would. I
like to think about that.
I don't know what category I put it in. It would be in with like the holodeck episodes, but I don't think it would do much for people learning about Star Trek and getting introduced to Star Trek.
It would be in a tomb finding episode, a trap episode. I don't think it should fit into the holodeck. It isn't a holodeck episode at all.
It is a holodeck
How
episode.
hilarious would it be if it was in the Encounters with a Klingon episode?
Okay, that would be a stretch. Hey, Klingons are mentioned.
That's more on point than a holodeck episode, though.
This is
not a holodeck.
This is an imagination.
We don't know
this
that.
Is an alien holodeck.
That is not confirmed.
They are not real people. They're not real things. They are.
But we don't
entities.
know why. We don't know the technology. Is it? I guess that okay. It should be in there because it would be a good chatter back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. There we go. Overall, Ambassador, I hesitate to ask, but Pips.
I'm really trying to figure out like what it does to the Star Trek timelines that is really interesting. I think because I'm doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the story in my imagination, I think I'm going to do, is 1.5 an option?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I think I'm going to do 1.5 because I don't think it's a bad episode of Star Trek. I think that it suffers a little from being a second season of a new show for Star Trek. That is
the fairest thing you could say about it, for sure.
And when we watch TOS, I put my TOS lens on. And I think what's strange is that because I love TNG so much, I think I have like a very weird status in my mind of where it needs to be. And watching one that's like, oh, that wasn't as fun for me. It's like, I want to punish it.
Because TNG has this sacred space that's up there. Like, yeah, I get it. I completely get it.
But I don't think it's like a bad episode of Star Trek. I think it is an interesting thing. Adding NASA, that lean in moment. I feel like that's a really smart thing. So I'll do like a 1.5. And honestly, the Data stuff and watching Data do so much lifting at the casino.
Yes.
It might even bring it up closer to a 2 for me. But I think right now my instinct is 1.5.
Link in the live chat sums up my pippage perfectly. 2.5 pips. Data made it more fun. that's it. I think without Data, I completely like just missed this episode. The way he interacts with text, the way he interacts with poker, knowing that he enjoys playing poker with his crewmates as well. There's so much like fluidity that he gets to have when he's rolling the dice, and the mystery and the shock of what this poor bastard, maybe the poorest poor bastard in all of poor bastardry, poor Colonel Richie, had to go through. That still gets me.
Colonel Richie.
There's enough moments in this episode that I look forward to where it's a 2.5 for me. Not a bad episode, but not a great episode of TNG, because TNG is so great.
A couple of things that are coming up in the chat that I just want to mention before we go, in case this is something that we need to mention. Rima asks, did we cover that season 2 of TNG was a writer's strike season?
Oh, we have covered at some point, but not in this episode. But
that's a good thing to remember.
Oh boy, season 2 is rough. A, they had no idea if they were going to get a third season. B, writer's strike throughout. So there were fewer episodes. And some of them, they literally had to go back, and it was episodes they rejected from season 1. They're like, I guess we're going to have to dig this episode out, do something with it. So this
could be part of that. Then
you get half stories that are just stretched too long.
You do. You get half stories, and maybe you try to lean on the characters a little much. Like let's say that the director said, "Okay, you're going to walk over and talk to engineering," and maybe improv could have helped it, but that's not what the actors do. The actors perform what's on paper unless they're told improv. And even in improv, improving in a technical future is a stupid idea. I'm sure that would be terrifying to some degree. But yeah, if there was a writer's strike going on, that's a really important thing to recall. No, it's a great point
to remember. Yeah, so all of season 2 has to be seen with that kind of lens.
And that is really helpful to know, because there is a lot of filler of movement and walking. So the camera is 30%, 20%, like it's a good chunk of the episode is dedicated just like establishing shot. Yeah. So yeah, I can see how they would need to do that, because if it's a lighter script, they're going to need to have that. Yeah. So yeah, that definitely needs to be taken into consideration too. And in that case, they did an even better job.
I love it. Did that upgrade your ranking? Does that push it into 2 now that you have some sympathy?
When I took martial arts, I was
not like this.
2 days away from testing for my orange belt.
Oh, which one's that?
It's a good belt.
Okay.
Yeah. And my dog ran into me and rolled my ankle so badly I couldn't walk for a couple of days.
Oh no.
I am not an orange belt to this day, but I always did so good on my testing, and I was like, I had been practicing my kata. I knew the whole thing. Am I an orange belt? No, I'm not an orange belt. I had the potential. I was ready. It was right there. It's still 1.5.
My goal is to get you an orange belt someday.
Oh my God.
Orange belt right now.
Okay. Just super quickly, I started to do some of my martial arts with my daughter, my 8-year-old, and she got so excited, and I was like, oh my God, maybe we're going to do martial arts together.
You started with the nunchucks today.
It's a good place to start. Actually, that's not true. I started with how to punch correctly and not break your wrist.
It just escalated very quickly to the nunchucks.
Yeah.
Hey, can we do this? Amazing. Well, that is our episode, and that is our season of What the Fuck Won the Fun Trek.
I wasn't done. There were two things.
Sorry,
there was a writer's strike, but then there's also every time we've said poker, someone in the chat has said it's not poker.
I'm sorry.
And for those of you that are listening at home thinking the same thing, I just want to say that chat has been razzing us the whole time. Like, sorry,
he plays blackjack, then he plays craps. So what I meant was that he is a poker fan on the ship. Like, he is a card game fan. He's been enjoying it. I apologize.
This is why.
And also, your prediction, Danae, that there will be a card game. Prediction spot on. Well done.
Crazy.
Multiple card games. Right, let's do that one again. Okay, well, that is our episode, and that is our season of What the Fuck, What the Fun Trek.
I can't believe it.
It's been such a good season. Can you remember a highlight? Give me your favorite episode. Top of your head, favorite of the season.
Okay, it was the one where there's a worm inside the body and it blows up at the end.
That wasn't this season tonight. God damn it. It could have been in this season, but it wasn't.
It's so fucked up.
Let me give you a rundown of the episode.
Okay, because
this is your punishment now. You're going to have to actually listen to me do a rundown.
Do you want to know the other thing that's in my head?
Yes.
It's the one we didn't even watch for the show, but it was on the TV when your parents were in town.
Of course.
And it's when Will Riker carries a fucking trill. What the fuck?
Well, it's not. I mean,
yes, he does.
No, he does. He does. Yes.
He does.
He absolutely carries a trill. It's not. Yeah. We hadn't quite figured out the trill yet. Could you tell?
That thing was fucking massive, and it just like went down into his intestines, and it was just like, yep, I'm gonna snuggle here for a hot minute, and then Riker disappears, and he becomes whatever their name was. And we didn't even watch that for What the Fuck, but that was like, that's the second thing that popped into my mind. It's two things that were not. I'm so sorry.
It could have been a What the Fuck if it wasn't just a tedious episode.
Oh my God.
Okay. Ambassador. Okay. Here's your options. We have got, we started with, of course, this has been a really fun season.
I really enjoyed the season of the show.
We started with two Vics from Voyager.
Oh God.
And now you can't call Tuvok or Neelix anything other than two Vics.
You're not wrong. Constantly. I've messed it up so many times.
We have Threshold, which is Voyager again. Janeway, Tom turn into salamanders. Because they go past Warp Town.
So fucking weird. Whoa.
Then we had Rascals. Everyone turns into children and beat up the Ferengi.
Okay, yeah.
Genesis, everyone de-evolves. We have Spock's brain.
Oh my God.
Brain, what is brain?
Brain, what is brain?
So good. That's a really strong open to the season. Shore Leave, which is just imagination gone wild.
Oh, yes.
With the bunny.
Yes. TOS.
TOS. And then we had Tinker, Tenor, Taylor, Spy. Tinker, Tenor, Doctor, Spy. Which was last week's episode, which was the Doctor, there is, please find a way. And it's basically trapped on a holodeck episode as well, but for the Overlookers.
And then due to illness and us getting married, we missed an episode. So there was actually going to be another one to compare to.
We didn't. We didn't. We
did
one.
it. We pushed all the way.
We did.
Oh, wow.
We did. We wanted to do 8 episodes, and that's what we did.
Okay. All right.
What was your favorite?
My favorite?
Mm-hmm.
That's an impossible question. I feel like the one that is the most what the fuck. Yeah. What the fuck? Not what the fun, but what the fuck.
What's the most what the fuck and what's the most what the fun?
Okay. These are crazy. I think it has to be the salamanders.
It's got to be Threshold, isn't it?
It was so fucking bonkers.
Pepperoni pizza!
I mean, when all of a sudden but it's such an annoying episode because it happens only at the very, very end and it's so fast and you don't have time to process it. And they had children.
Yes, they had babies. They had baby salamanders that are left behind.
I mean, that one was crazy. And I definitely did not see that coming. And part of the hard thing with TNG is I know I've kind of seen them before. And so it's somewhere in my psyche. And I'm kind of like, oh, like even today's episode, I'm like, I think I remember this part, but not fresh enough to have it like ruin anything. But watching Genesis, for example, when everybody de-evolves, that one is so also like what the fuck in a way, but I've seen it before. And so it's like, it wasn't as shocking. And the salamanders just literally shocked me. And another big shocking moment is Brain, where is Brain? Because you just don't expect that they're literally going to take out Spock's brain. You just like, Bones. That's not what you think it's going to be.
Bones, what's the mystery? Jim, his brain. It's gone. It's just one of my favorite back and forths. It's so
cuckoo bananas.
It's so cuckoo.
I don't know. It's definitely not. I don't know.
My biggest what the fuck is Threshold as well.
Is it? Okay.
No, it is. My favorite is Genesis. I love Genesis.
Genesis is
so
super
much.
Fun.
It's so fun.
I think that's my fun one as well. And I believe it's like watching people get to put on prosthetics and do something like really outside of what the normal show is.
Yeah.
Reminding the audience of what crazy things can kind of be happening on a starship.
Yeah.
There's so many fun episodes of Star Trek though. Like
so many.
It was Barclay that was the one that was also like saw the worm in the that's another example. Like there's just
the transporter beam.
So many things can go wrong. Yeah. And but when the whole ship is impacted, that doesn't happen every episode. Sometimes it's just like, oh, something's happening in engineering.
I don't know how they recover from Genesis ever. It's crazy.
It's a ludicrous episode. The fact that Worf doesn't kill everybody is...
I mean, I think he did. I think he killed more people than we ever know.
He absolutely did, yeah.
I think he had to write so many letters to people.
Like when we see Strange New Worlds and we see that the Doctor has had so many redacted things in his past that they don't want to talk about, like that
doesn't touch Worf.
Worf is... He killed a whole deck of people.
He absolutely, at least a deck, and impregnated many more, I would think.
And just like there's that moment when you're like, they're fucking salamanders, watching Deanna just like go down in that tub and just sort of bob and be all amphibian. And then fucking the cat's a goddamn lizard. Like
a lizard. It's so good. And Picard acting like a little marsupial in the corner, just a terrified little meerkat.
It's so great.
So good.
Yeah,
it's so great.
I think those are the top two for me.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for voting. Like we also did something new this season where we asked you guys to send in, your votes, and we started to work 2 episodes ahead, and it was really thrilling to watch the emails come in and the comments that were up on Discord and on Patreon, all the different places that you can interact with us. That really shaped the season too, and it really brought some new fresh life. It's also the first season that we're doing the show completely on our own. And so it's just been like a really fun kind of start to something brand new for us.
Yeah, loved your guys' voting. I think the voting, I really enjoyed how it went. I like that you got to refresh your votes every single week and didn't have to like waste your votes on ones that definitely weren't going to make it. That really changed which episodes ended up at the top, which was really, really fun. I apologize to everybody that we didn't have a single episode of Deep Space Nine. There are plenty that are worthy. There really are. We didn't get to them this season. Move Along Home came close.
I'm going to ask the question, not to you, Ian, directly. I'm really curious, like what the audience would be thinking. And obviously we have a live audience right now. And so maybe some are going to pop up, but like, you know how we'll have a theme for Captain's Pod and then we'll look at like the options and go, this one kind of fits the theme. Is it that Deep Space Nine has a different kind of theme? Because we really don't go to that very often.
So a lot of Deep Space Nine, especially like the later seasons, have an arc.
Like,
so
what is that theme that we could, that if we did, okay.
It would be war, invasion, religion. I'm not a huge fan of like having a religion theme, but there is so much continuity in Deep Space Nine. It was episode of the week, but there were so many undercurrents and there's so much that's related to the Dominion and the Dominion War and the Prophets and the wormhole aliens and the Bajorans.
But I like watching things without context, so I don't think we should be afraid to go to Deep Space Nine.
I agree, and I think there is a bias that I'm less familiar with Deep Space Nine than I am TNG. Like I've done 3 or 4 laps of Deep Space Nine. That is an order of magnitude away from how familiar I am with TNG as well. So I think some go-tos just end up being in TNG.
Yeah, I don't want there to be a fear of me not liking beloved characters, but I have really enjoyed being in that world. And so obviously the next season of Captain's Pod is going to be dedicated to Locutus and Picard and kind of like a little bit of a touch points on Borg. And just because the show started because of our mutual love of Picard. So it feels fitting that in our 4th year, we kind of go back and touch on that. But maybe on the opposite side of that, let's see, we have another show coming out. Was it Enterprise?
Academy is going to be. Oh man, if they did another, you don't know what you just did.
I'm sorry.
If they did another
just ignore
season,
it. Just ignore it.
No, I can't. You don't. I can't. You've said it now. If they did another season of Enterprise, people would fucking lose it. It is the turnabout on Enterprise is something I could write an entire book about. Almost like universally hated, disliked when it came out. And people are like begging for more Enterprise and begging for more of that crew. And at the time, I'm just going to say it, fucking loved Enterprise. Really enjoyed it. Would have had 7 seasons of it. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. But, and there are serious talks like Captain Archer. His actor's name has absolutely escaped my brain completely. But his name is...
He's waiting for the chat.
Scott Bakula. Thank you very much. He is on board to do a new Star Trek show. He is on board to be Archer again, but in 30 years later when he's setting up, or 20 years later when he's setting up the Federation. Anyway, if it was
I didn't mean to say Enterprise,
people would lose it. No, Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
We're doing Academy, and then are we booked for after that too?
Because I know we no idea what's happening. Because that's another 10 episode run. So that's maybe
we can start to tinker with a little Deep Space Nine.
I would love to.
Hold on a second. What if I am in charge of that season? I just get random facts, I try to do like really obscure searches and find weird episodes. And then I just that's what we do.
Okay. I love that. I'm here for it. We also promised to do an Enterprise season as well. An introduction to Enterprise.
That would probably be more popular. People probably would like that more.
I mean, the other thing with Deep Space Nine is if we're going to do Deep Space Nine, I want to do it. I want to do a 24 episode season where we cover the core of the Dominion War. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to go in and explore the Dominion War and how everyone changes because of the war, because it fucks some people up. And
sounds like a really exciting thing.
It is
that we could do as war episodes. That's
oh, you are not ready for, is it the Battle of AR-17? Anyway.
Assault rifle?
I don't know, literally. I don't know how I'm going to edit all of this together, but I will, because I always do. As the ambassador alluded to, next season, the Siege of AR558. Thank you. As the ambassador alluded to, next week is a new season of Captain's Pod where we are going to do a little mini celebration of our 4 years of doing the show together. And we are going to finally get into how we meet the Borg, how Picard becomes Locutus, and where that ends up, culminating in our first TNG movie being covered on the pod, which I'm really excited about. It's really culminating in First Contact. Sorry, no email section this week because, as the name mentioned, our emails have gone completely wonky. We're trying to fix it. We'll let you know as soon as it's done. You can send emails to captainspod@cinemasins.com. I obviously still have access to that email. Anything else, Ambassador, before we say goodbye?
No, thank you guys for an amazing season.
Well, until next week, it's Daddy needs a new pair of shoes from me.
And it's the female voices asking if you want room service from me.
No.
No.
Live long and prosper.
The kitchen will be open 24 hours if we change our minds.
Because it was like, I think they're talking everyone like the room cleaned. And I was like, they said the kitchen will be open. Amazing.
Aw.
Love it. Oh, beautiful.
Fun shit. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us for the chat. Let's see what the comments were because I definitely had. Oh, bye, English. It was nice to have you. Sorry that we didn't talk during the show.
Yes.
We try to keep that part super focused.
Yeah.
It does not work.
How did you find us? Where did you find us? Why did you find us? Welcome to finding us.
That was deep.
I want all of those questions in order as well.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We have a Discord of this amazing group of people that talk about all kinds of things, but mostly Star Trek.
God damn it, we did Insurrection.
I thought so too, Jimmy. I was like, I thought we did a movie.
I'm going to cut all of that out.
Just cut it out. It's fine. It's going to be gone. That's just for you live viewers.
We've done one of the TOS movies, but we did do Insurrection as well. And then we watched Generations together, but didn't do a pod on it.
Other things that we have on our Discord, for those of you who are new, is daily games that we like to play together, including Wordle, like basic stuff like that.
We do.
We have a 3D printing channel, a pets channel, a Taskmaster, the TV show channel. There's all kinds of stuff, but a lot of the conversation that's actively happening is certainly going to be about Star Trek, and you're welcome to join us.
This is canonically what the Derva Price should look like.
Oh my God. What if it just screws in? And then you can just twirl it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I kind of want the Derva Price to look like this.
I genuinely love this comment from you, Stephen. It happened at the very beginning of the show. No countdown because it wasn't part of the Royale script.
Absolutely.
So
true.
funny. Yeah. I loved that. Let's see. My synopsis from Polly says, what if an alien race got a hand maybe of a bad pulp fiction novel by accidentally abducting a human and trying to make him comfortable with only the info from that novel? Well, here you go. That's everything in there, but it's all a bit way off.
It's amazing.
Yep. This one was from Sci-Fi Brony. Troy says that the book may get better after the "it was a dark and stormy night" cliche, and Picard just gives her this look like the fucking bullshit counselor.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not gonna happen. Let's see, what else did I put over here? I'm disappointed that they left the body behind, says Lloydie.
Right? Brutal.
I mean, what if they would have just touched it and it would have disintegrated, though? It had been there quite some time. It is just a tomb. They just left it in the tomb. They should have sealed the doors, though. They should have put their own.
Blown it up.
They should have put their own note in that book. Hey, we found you.
Here's a question, actually. If he died, why is it still running? Why wouldn't it just shut down?
It's obviously it's an open trap. It's not designed. It doesn't have a closed loop, which is why it's so fucking twisted.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just shut it down once he dies? They just left him and didn't check on him.
Yeah, it's setting the bear trap in the woods and never going back.
That's brutal.
It's really twisted.
Yeah. That's really messed up.
It's also kind of mean of him to be like, I hope that human eyes are reading this. It's like, you dick, you brought them to the trap.
Yeah.
Also, only one human eye is it's Riker, because the other one's an android and the other one's a Klingon.
Fuck the aliens. Yeah. Good job, Slab. You made it.
Hi, Slab. We're just about to end. We got to go have some dinner at 7:30. I'm hungry. This is why the fuck. I agreed with this one, Steven. This is why I kept this one, Steven. It was why. Why does this episode exist?
Yeah.
I agree. It was like, I was just kind of like, meh for me. What if this was a script for Threshold?
Oh, God, and that's what he had to live through? Had to live through this really terrible episode of Voyager.
This one's from Furry, which I think, did we see you last week maybe for the first time?
I think so.
I think so. How stupid is Riker? He plays poker with an android who knows where every single card is at any given moment, and a woman who can read emotions.
And he still loses all the time. Sorry, he still wins all the time. Riker still wins all the time.
I wonder if, can Deanna mask hers to play?
Well, but the thing is,
she
only Riker has a connection with her, so she doesn't have to worry about the emotion she's giving out. But she can read everybody at the table. Can she
mask her emotional input? Is what I meant.
Yes, she can close her mind. Yes,
well, then if she closes her mind, she can have dumb fun, and I'm sure that Data could just turn something off if he wanted to have fun like a human. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
This is a sassy comment also. Am I the only one who hopes the traveler left Wesley on some remote planet with no hope of getting home?
No, Wesley's fine.
He's fine.
There's nothing wrong with Wesley. He was just written frustratingly.
And another question coming in. If the only way Ian was getting into space was to be Dr. Smith and Lost in Space, would you take it?
Nope. I'll wait for another opportunity to come. It's fine.
I like this too when from Brosia when we're talking about the algorithm being solved or the mathematician's equation being solved. What if by watching this, the guy who solved it got motivated and therefore Star Trek changed his own timeline?
That would be amazing. Well, this links back into the theory of Star Trek, which is that Gene Roddenberry found a cache of logs from the future and turned those logs into Star Trek as we know it. And just gradually release them as a TV show, and we've just got to catch up to where Star Trek is at.
Mm-hmm. And he had purposely put in some mistakes so that it wasn't too obvious that he was a time traveler.
Or some of the logs were missing, so he had to add in some bits and pieces.
A couple of comments that I thought were interesting. I just want to get your opinion on them, Mr. Captain.
Yes.
This one's from Stivell that says, "This is when I was talking about sending an exocomp through the door." And Stivell said, all good, Ian. Exocomps don't exist yet. They didn't exist yet?
No, that's not until season 6, I think.
Oh, okay.
Season 5 or 6, something like that.
Oh, and it wasn't in TNG?
Oh, no, it was in TNG.
Yeah. And that's the one that was sentient.
Yeah, it's Data discovers it's sentient and would rather save the exocomp and kill Picard.
We went into this when we were talking about exocomps after Peanut Hamper.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we did. Yeah, because you got quite attached to Peanut Hamper.
I got really attached, and that's why my we when we hired Mr. Collect It to do our artwork for CinemaSins, I wanted to dress up as an exocomp as my character in the drawing.
You know, my goal now is to 3D print a full-size exocomp outfit for you. That would be insane. A project.
I was just thinking like a little bobblehead kind of a vibe with my little character, little exocomp, and then I could paint it. That'd be kind of cute, right?
Super.
Oh, I love exocomps. And then here's the next one from Cypher Brony, who said, Worf is always thrown off by old doors in these early seasons. And is that true?
No, that happens more than once.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Worf,
can't remember.
come on. Get it together.
Yeah.
Wow. It would be really, really cool. It would take a long time. I think it would be easier to just do it out of cardboard, man. Okay. We have to jettison out tonight. We're not going to be able to play any other games or anything. Because we need to eat some food and I have to go take care of cats in another city. So I'm going to get on to that, and that way I can get back and enjoy a little fireside chill time deep breath. We've made it through Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we made it through your parents visiting, which was awesome. We made it through our wedding. We made it through a Halloween party where we invited a whole bunch of Iris's friends and their families from our school to come over and join life with us over here where we live. It has been an incredibly busy season, and through it all, we've really loved doing the show with you guys and having a connecting point. But I'm ready to go take a deep breath.
Do it.
And so
I want routine. I want to get back to normal. I want to stop doing shit.
I'm really looking forward to that. And guess what? Christmas is right around the corner. So we probably actually, instead of doing anything restful, we probably should get the tree up. But we'll talk about that later.
It feels like we've been on yellow alert constantly.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Exocomp in the Jeffrey Tube time. Oh, before we go, I have to tell Ian something in front of you guys that I think you're going to really enjoy, Ian.
Okay.
We've been talking about like things to do to make the basement feel a little bit more like what we want it to be, because it's just filled with a bunch of stuff right now. It's kind of a storage dump at the minute.
Yeah.
And my mother says, well, aren't you just going to turn it on to the Enterprise? Like, aren't you going to make it into the bridge?
Yes.
And I was like, Mom,
don't you say that in front of you.
We've talked about this. Like, it would be such a crazy thing to do. And I don't think we're ready. She's like, you own the house. You can do what you want. And the next thing out of my mouth was, well, I guess we could make our own Jeffrey's tube through one part.
Through the house?
Because I have a hole in the wall that leads to the underside of the house, down in the basement. And we could I know, but it would be really fun to just like, and suddenly I started to envision the downstairs as a pretend starship. And so anyway, I'll leave you guys on that note that we always have things we want to do. We have stickers we want to print. We have downstairs that we could turn it. We have 3D printers we want to do. We're always thinking about you guys and how to share things with you. And don't forget, I've got one more thing to say.
Yes.
Don't forget, next week, you're going to want to be here for the beginning of the show because Ian is going to unbox something that is super fucking exciting. And I think you should show them the short version, like the longer version, like hold it up. We're going to open it up.
However, I need to do one take because I mentioned what we're doing next season, but not the episode specifically. That season, we'll be starting with Q Who, which is season 2, episode 16. I am so excited to watch this episode, Ambassador. Thanks, guys. And here it is.
Hold on. We got to get this full screen.
Can I full? There we go.
Okay, guys, we'll show you next week. Bye.